Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Omega Zone Gaming, and tonight is the review of Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, as I promised. So I'm currently in Chapter 4, but I feel I've played enough. Give me a second here, guys. I adjusted the volume, but for some reason it went back to full. There we go. So what is Tokyo Xanadu? Well, if you took the Ys games and combined it with Persona, that's what you would get from Tokyo Xanadu. So let's start with the story. The plot is you're a normal high schooler who meets this girl by the name of Saka. She is sort of a hunter of these mind connection worlds that she needs to seal off. She doesn't want anybody to help her at first, but then she changes her mind as she slowly starts to get used to you and your teammates. The story is base, but it's a good story. It works for what they're trying to do here in this Persona-esque thing. It's a 5 out of 5 story, very easily. It gets the job done, and that's really mostly what you can ask. Okay, so, since we've already gotten through the story, let's get on to the graphics. This game is not winning any awards. It's very generic, but this is the Keys game and, you know, Falcom style. And that's who made this. Same people made Ys, made this. So, it's forgivable, but it's not understandable. You would think by now, this far in, and this game actually looks worse than Ys in my opinion, Ys 8 in my opinion, that their technology would be getting better. I'm sorry guys, but this is totally unexcusable in my opinion. While backdrops look somewhat nice, there's good sunlight rays, good shading, shadows tend to move around with the characters. The overall graphics are horrible. I will say the one big thing is costume changes. You can do that, which is good. But Persona's already doing that and at a much better graphical fidelity. So a 3 out of 5 in the graphical department. It's average and that's it. Audio. Now I love the audio in this game. The combat sounds right. The music sounds right. I love the different themes that they go for in this game. Everything seems really well here. You know, the town has its own distinct theme. As opposed to all the dungeons. So, you know, it works. The audio is pretty good. Rain sounds like rains. You know, a weapon sounds like a weapon. It's good for what it is. I will give the audio a 4 out of 5. Could it be better? Yes. But it does get the job done. Okay, now on to the gameplay. Okay, so there's, just like Persona, there's two different paths. There's the dungeons and the school life. You can go around town during your free time, take odd jobs, stuff like that, just like Persona. And then when you're ready in your free time, you can also go into dungeons. The dungeons are called the Eclipse, and you can actually enter them at any point after you do them the first time, unlike Persona, which locks off their dungeons. So let's go into one. Okay, so this is another thing on the audio side of it. If you're not a fan of Japanese with a lot of reading, this game may not be for you. That will happen a lot. Okay, so to explain a little bit about their capabilities. Their weapons are pulled from cell phones, basically. You can switch characters within the game. You can shortcut to items using the D-pad, as well as a message log, as well as your near area, And you can do special attacks like that. I just killed my special attack to show you that, but that's a combo attack. Okay, so you switch using triangle for the main characters. You have a firing weapon, a jump, and a main attack weapon. R2 will switch over your support character. In dungeons, there are these crystals. You can save, camp formation, shop and combine items, skill grid power-ups. Now, the thing with the skill grids is you have to have a lot of items that you are not going to get easily, okay? Keep that in mind. I'm 4 chapters in, and that was the first upgrades that I've done. You can also sell and equip new items. Okay, so on the menu system, you have an equip bar, which equips your weapon, armor, accessories, and then costumes. So clothing, like when I bought the game, I got this for DLC clothing for him, which is his summer wear. I don't really like it, so I don't wear it. You can also do accessories sort of Tales of. I like the Takato Ty Davis goggles on him. And all of them have different equipment. So wears jersey, S wears Sora, remove equipment. I actually go into his S-wear. I actually like his S-wear better than his normal outfit. So your standard equipment bar, you have items as well. They split into items, equipment, element, material, event, and DLC. You have a status grid, which tells you what gear you have, what it's X-Strike gear you have, what S-Strive gear you have. And you can increase those by going up in your abilities for soul. You also have your skill stuff in this area. You have the Nier system, which is sort of, the Nier is what summons your weapon. It also gives you information such as your main quest, your chapter quests, battle history, labyrinths, stuff like that, friends, and supporters. A recipe guide, because you can cook in this game a la Tales. A book thing, which you can pick up books in the library, which will make you stronger. A log, and then help, which just gives you a bunch of extra stuff. And then you have your save, load, delete option, and title. Okay, so let's go and get it. I chose the simplest dungeon just to give you some base. So that is a quick attack from the firing stance. This will be your far/near attack. You can either do that from far or near area. Also, each character has elements. So, his is fire, hers is silver, if I'm not mistaken. I know silver's not technically an element, but that's what they market in this game. And hers is wind, which is, I guess, acceptable for a person who punches things. I would have thought rock or something, but whatever. When in battle, you can jump out the way, beat up the enemies, roll out of danger, so on and so forth. And even she has a shooting skill. You also heal as you attack enemies. So these dungeons work a lot like the Persona dungeons. The biggest difference is they do not randomize like threes, so once you beat a dungeon, if you're going back in, you're going for, you know, leveling. So if it's your late game, this isn't, first dungeon's obviously not going to help you much. You will pick up energy and items as you go through, and then there are certain times where you'll hit these puzzles things. You see how there's a wall there? Well, you hit that, and that'll lower the wall. They're simplistic. They're not up to the level of, say, Legend of Zelda. Every character also has their own special base attack. So that was hers right there. And you'll find real world items that you can use for customization in these dungeons too. Whenever there's a gold number, that means you are hitting a weakness. Okay, so that is neither one of their weakness. Or hers. It's probably my guy with the hammer that I didn't bring with me. Nice thing being at this high level is I can actually show you guys a full dungeon without any procrastination. As I said, the puzzles are generally very cheap. They're not great puzzles. You're not going to get a Legend of Zelda feel out of this game at all. Yeah, I can't remember if the first dungeon did traps or not. Guess we'll find out in a second. I think it does. Okay, so these are traps. These are areas where stronger monsters appear that do more damage and take more hits. Normally you would want to adjust your strategy to characters that can fight those monsters. And they will drop a box that gives you some helpful items once you beat them. But as I said, I got some levels on this first dungeon already, so I don't really need to do that. So once you get to the end of the floor, you'll go through that corridor. That'll take you to the stage results screen and tell you how good you did. It'll tell you if you took anything that's, you know, like gold, take no damage, fast time, element kill. I'm presuming fast time is just you, like, dashing through the dungeon, not fighting anything. Okay, and at the end of every dungeon, you get this thing here. This is sort of a lotto. You hit it, rounds about, you time your hit, you hit it again, and that'll give you some items. After that, that is your portal back to the real world. You'll walk up to it, click on it, it'll ask you if you want to exit. We'll hit yes, which will take us back to the gate point menu. You can do that anytime during free time after the start of chapter 3, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's either 2 or 3. So, overall, while simplistic, the combat system is solid. The menu system is simplistic but solid. This game excels in its combat and menu style areas. So gameplay for me is easily a 5 out of 5. So we've heard some good, we've heard some bad. 2 5s, a 3, and a 4. Story was 5, gameplay was a 5, graphics was a 3, and audio was a 4. Tokyo Xanadu, if you can get it for a discounted price, is a good buy. It's not a $60 game. I bought it when it was $60 because I was just getting off of Persona and I wanted something to fill that Persona-esque void. This game does it, but not as well. It is not a $60 game. If you can get it for a discount, absolutely pick it up. It's worth $40 at least. I'm going to give Tokyo Xanadu EX a final score of 4 out of 5. I am not giving it my recommended buy, though. Not at its current price. As I said, if you can get it on sale, by all means, then pick it up. Otherwise, wait for it. So I'll be back in just a little bit with Dissidia and T. Until next time, this is Omega Zone Gaming. Like if you like, subscribe if you want. As always, be good to each other, and I am out.